Hi, Haley.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you doing? Where's
Good.
Teeny? Is Teeny?
Where is Teeny? Where's Teeny? She was at my feet a second ago. She's over there. She's just doing her thing.
We wanted to say hi.
Oh my gosh, come here, Teen. Come here, baby. Come here. Yeah, she's like, what do you want from me now?
Oh my God. I love your dog.
Thank you.
Congratulations on season 2. I mean, as a producer, you have to be so excited because the show's, seen so much success. You guys were already renewed for season 3. You won a Peabody Award. So how does that make you feel?
Oh my God. I mean, it's incredible. I feel so grateful as a producer and as an actor, of course, in the show. I just am grateful that people are watching it, people are listening, people care. Much like Emily in season 2, debating whether or not putting something out, putting work of hers out into the world is worth it or not. This makes it all feel worth it for me. So I'm incredibly grateful.
And where do we find Emily in season 2? Where do we pick up?
Well, oh boy. She is in a place where she's won the right to become a writer. If the question in season 1 was, does she not publish because her father won't allow her? The question now in season 2 is she not publishing because fame, because she is afraid of it? Is that what is stopping her this time around? So she is just on this search for answers to the questions of what is fame and is it what I want? What does it even mean? And it's a journey that takes her into a million different places, and she gets lost and confused, and she finds her way out of it, of course, as she does. But yeah, it's another wild ride.
So why did you decide to tackle the issue of like celebrity culture and fame?
I mean, that's more specifically probably a question for Elena, but it was one of the things I was most mainly excited about getting into. I think she has such an incredible ability of speaking on such relevant topics in a world, obviously, that was 160 something years ago, that somehow remain incredibly relevant to us now. And with this sort of outburst of technology and celebrity culture that we're experiencing now more than ever, we see through a modern lens how Emily dealt with that. And it's just, it was so fun to get into what we thought it could have been like in that world because of what it's like in ours. But one of the main themes that I was excited to dig into with this season.
And what about in your own life? I mean, did you have this idea of what fame would be like before you became famous?
Not really. I was very young when I started doing all of this. I remember when I wanted to start acting, the idea was that I wanted to be in commercials. That was about as far as I could see. Just like being on the TV in my parents' living room, that's the one I wanted to be on, you know? But no, I think I thankfully started in a place where it was always all about the work for me, which is obviously my favorite part. And then on my first big job, I worked with some amazing actors who just sort of cemented that and instilled that idea in me that it's about the work. It's the most fun thing in the world, not to be, taken too seriously, but that's what it is. It's about the art of it all.
And so we also find out that Emily Dickinson is very competitive. We learned that during the cake baking competition. Is there anything that you are super competitive about?
I'm pretty naturally competitive in anything and everything I do, I feel like. Not it wouldn't be baking though, I gotta say. I mean, look, if there's a challenge, I'm up for the challenge, but it's not something I don't know. See, there's my competitiveness kicking in because I was like, I don't know if that's something I would really get myself into, but I'd do it if I had to.
So what do you think that Emily Dickinson would feel about the way her story is being told?
It's funny. I had this sort of moment of realization when season 1 was about to premiere, and there were these giant billboards in Times Square in New York, of course. And I went and saw them. I was with my family, and I'm looking at this massive photo of me on the side of this building, and it occurred to me that as the word in bold letters across the whole poster was Dickinson,
Yeah.
that's Emily's work is now in time. It's made it to Times Square. Like this whole thing is, I imagine, and this is what we're asking in season 2 is, you know, there had to have been part of her that wanted this. There was, that wanted people to read her work, and thank God we have of it what we do. And hopefully people feel that way about this show as you know, this is sort of an introduction, if not a reintroduction of her work. And I think that, I don't know, I hope she would love that it's sort of just a fun and wild and, you know, deep interpretation of how we think she might have been.
And you just celebrated a birthday, 24. My God, I feel so old right now. What did you do? I mean, times are obviously like, you know, it's a lot different this year, but what did you do to celebrate?
I've had a lot of FaceTime calls. I was working, thankfully, so I always feel like that's a good thing to be doing on your birthday, right? Setting the intention for the year. So really grateful to be working, but I was I was doing a night shoot. So it was actually like, it felt like the longest birthday ever because I worked through the night of my birthday, woke up through it was weird. Anyway, it was a great birthday. I spoke to a lot of my friends, of course, on FaceTime and felt very loved and celebrated at a distance, which was great.
I love that. So your co-star Jane Krakowski is now hosting the reboot of Name That Tune. Do you think that she'll use some of your music?
She better. I didn't know that,
Right?
but that's so sick.
And speaking of new music, can we expect anything for the new year?
So I have been, and as my fans are well aware, and on my ass about it, I've been working on my music for a while. I put out a little project at the beginning of the year that was supposed to turn into sort of a two-part project. Part 1 had come out, and part 2 has become the extended version of what it was. Needless to say, yes, I'm working on it, and yes, it is coming, and I'm excited about that. I'm very focused on this show and show I'm currently working on, and any moment of downtime is spent with the music. So I can't wait for everyone to hear what I've been working on for so damn long now.
I love it. And speaking of the project that you're working on, is that Hawkeye?
Yes.
Yes. And can you spill any deets about it? Anything that you can tell us?
Other than I'm having an amazing time. I feel so grateful just to be working. This year has been so crazy for everyone. And I just am so lucky to be back at work. But with this project, nonetheless, this is what a ride it's been, and we've just gotten started. So I'm honored to be a part of the MCU and playing such an amazing character. And yeah, I mean, more to come on that too.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big family to be a part of, for sure.
Oh, yeah. I know.
That's like the beginning of like a new chapter in your career. So what are your you mentioned intentions. What are your intentions for 2021? What do you hope happens in your life? And, you know, for everybody else too, because it's been a tough year, 2020.
I think if this year has taught me anything, it's my God, just how grateful I am and how, I mean, my appreciation for the people in my life, the people around me, has grown so much. I think I've had more time. Obviously, we all have had this time that we've sort of been forced to just sit with ourselves and think, maybe overthink, queen of that, reflect on, you know, life for a moment. And I feel like I've learned what it means to be present and mindful in my personal life. I feel like I've always been that with my work, and my life is just always on the go. And I don't know, I feel like my intention for the new year is just to be more present and mindful in my personal life, and yeah, take care of myself properly. And I hope that for others too. I hope that we move forward from this, you know, with togetherness and empathy and sympathy and love. I also think we've realized that there's no way out of this alone. We have to work together. So I hope that feeling of togetherness carries on.
Thank you for watching. If you want more extra, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you'll never miss a video.